Welcome to this training course on wastewater treatment ponds. When we talk about wastewater treatment, we often think of conventional treatment plants, aeration tanks, or physico-chemical processes. But there is a more natural treatment solution: wastewater treatment ponds. There are three main types of wastewater ponds: aerobic, anaerobic, and facultative. In this video, we are going to focus on facultative ponds because they are the most common type found in the U.S. We will explore their fundamental principles and their advantages and disadvantages. Wastewater treatment ponds, also known as lagoons, are large, shallow basins that treat wastewater using natural biological processes. This method relies on the slow, gravity-driven flow of water through a series of ponds, allowing physical, chemical, and biological interactions to take place. In the United States, more than 50% of all water resource recovery facilities are pond systems. This technique first emerged in the 1920s and has since gained popularity worldwide, particularly in rural areas due to its low energy requirements and minimal maintenance. Facultative ponds are commonly used to treat municipal wastewater in small communities, typically those with fewer than 20,000 inhabitants. There are two main types of facultative ponds: unaerated facultative ponds, or naturally aerated facultative ponds, rely entirely on natural biological aeration from algae and wind. They are pretty shallow and usually between 3.5 to 7 feet deep, with long detention times ranging from 25 to over 180 days. And aerated facultative ponds, or mechanically aerated facultative ponds, use mechanical aerators in addition to natural processes to supply more oxygen. These ponds are deeper, 6 to 20 feet, and have shorter detention times, typically 5 to 30 days. The next videos will focus on naturally aerated facultative ponds, while the final two will cover the specificities of mechanically aerated ponds. Overall, note that the treatment process is the same for both types of ponds. Modern wastewater pond systems typically consist of 3 or more separate ponds, often referred to as cells, which are connected by pipes and valves. When arranged in series, raw wastewater flows through the ponds in order. The first pond acts much like a primary clarifier, while the last pond functions as a tertiary or polishing pond. This layout allows each pond to perform a distinct step in the treatment process. When arranged in parallel, however, the flow is split between multiple ponds, and 2 or more ponds receive untreated wastewater directly. Facultative ponds treat wastewater through the following key natural processes: sedimentation of solids, microbial activity, and oxygen production through photosynthesis. Now let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of facultative ponds. Let's begin with the advantages. Low operating costs, since the system functions without energy input. Simplified maintenance, which can be handled by non-specialized technicians. Effective removal of BOD and pathogens. Limited environmental impact, as the process requires no chemicals and promotes the development of a diverse ecosystem. And finally, good landscape integration with the possibility to make productive or aesthetic use of the treatment area. However, this type of system also has its disadvantages: limited suitability for urban areas as it requires a lot of space, lower elimination of organic matter, and sometimes significant discharge of total suspended solids, TSS, and algae, and less efficient in cold climates. Here are the key points to remember. Naturally aerated facultative ponds rely on biological processes to treat wastewater, particularly in small communities. They make use of shallow basins that encourage sedimentation, microbial activity, and oxygen production through photosynthesis. Despite taking up a lot of land, facultative ponds are often energy efficient and require little maintenance.